Before this journey truly begins, pause for a moment. If you believe African history deserves to be told with patience, dignity, and depth, if you value stories where gods, ancestors, and people share the same world, then support this work, subscribe to this channel, like this documentary, and share it so these stories are not lost to silence. Your support allows these voices to continue traveling. Now breathe, listen, and step into Benin. Benin Republic is a small country on modern maps, resting between Nigeria and Togo, with the Atlantic Ocean breathing against its southern edge. But maps do not measure memory. They do not record footsteps, prayers, or blood soaked into soil. This land has known empires, gods, markets, wars, songs, silence, and survival. Before it was called Benin, before it was called Dahomey, this land already knew itself. Villages rose and fell, forests were entered with permission, rivers were greeted by name. People did not see themselves as owners of the land, but as guests passing through a living world. To understand Benin is to understand that time here does not move in straight lines. The past is not behind. It is beneath your feet and inside your breath. In the beginning there was no silence, and there was no chaos. There was balance waiting to be shaped. According to the ancient spiritual understanding of the peoples who would one day be called Fam Aja, Yoruba, and related nations of this land, existence did not emerge by accident. The universe was carefully arranged by a supreme creative force known as Mawu-Lisa. Mawu-Lisa is not a single being in the way humans imagine persons. It is a dual principle. Mawu is the moon, cool, patient, feminine, compassionate. Lisa is the sun, hot, demanding, masculine, unyielding. Together, they form completeness. Without one, the other would destroy the world. Too much heat would burn creation. Too much mercy would dissolve order. This balance explains why life contains both kindness and suffering, both growth and loss. The world is not broken, it is balanced. After shaping the sky, the earth, the waters, and the breath of life, Mawu-Lisa did not remain alone above creation. Instead, responsibility was shared. From divine wisdom came the Vodun, sacred forces, assigned to maintain order within specific domains of existence. Sakpata was entrusted with the earth itself. Soil, clay, disease, healing, and humility all fall under his authority. When epidemics struck villages in ancient times, they were not understood merely as punishment, but as signs that harmony between humans and earth had been disturbed. Healing rituals were acts of reconciliation, not fear. TV also was given thunder, lightning, and justice. He sees lies even when humans hide them. Oaths, sworn falsely, invite his fire. In societies without written law, Hivioso was truth itself. Fear of thunder was fear of injustice being exposed. Dan, the rainbow serpent, is older than most Vodun. He coils beneath the earth, around the oceans, and across the sky. His movement keeps the universe from collapsing inward. Earthquakes, floods, and cosmic shifts are understood as moments when Dan adjusts his grip. When rainbows appear, they are reminders that the world is still being held together. And then there is Ligba. Ligba is the most misunderstood and the most essential. He stands at every threshold, doorways, crossroads, beginnings, endings. Without Ligba, no prayer reaches the gods. Without Ligba, no ritual begins. He speaks all languages, human and divine. He is often portrayed as playful, sometimes crude, sometimes childlike, because he reminds humans that wisdom does not always wear seriousness. Every child learns Ligba's name early, before speaking to elders, before speaking to gods, before stepping into adulthood. Ligba must be acknowledged. He is the guardian of choice. In this worldview, the universe is alive. Stones absorb memory. Trees hear conversations. Rivers judge behavior. Humans are not masters of nature. They are guests living inside a sacred system. To live well is to remain in balance. In Benin, the boundary between life and death is thin, like a veil of smoke drifting between worlds. Death is not understood as disappearance. It is a change of residence.
Those who die do not leave the community. They step into invisibility. They become what the people call the living dead.
Ancestors who continue to participate in family life, village affairs, and spiritual balance. A person does not automatically become an ancestor. One must live well. To live well is to respect elders, raise children, honor the gods, and contribute to communal life. A selfish life produces a restless spirit. A generous life produces an ancestor who protects. When an elder dies, mourning is deep, but not hopeless. Tears are shed not only for loss, but for transformation. Funerals are long, sometimes lasting days, because they are not just farewells, they are negotiations. Rituals guide the spirit safely from the visible world into the ancestral realm, so it does not wander in confusion. If these rites are ignored, imbalance follows. Illness, repeated misfortune, or family conflict may signal that a spirit has been forgotten or offended. In such cases, diviners are consulted. Through cowrie shells, kola nuts, or sacred signs, the ancestors speak. Family compounds in Benin are built around continuity. The dead are often buried within the land of the living, not hidden away. This keeps lineage grounded. Children grow up playing near the resting places of grandparents, learning early that death is not something to fear. Names carry memory. Children are often named after ancestors who lived meaningful lives. When a child behaves in a way uncannily similar to a deceased elder, it is said the ancestor has returned. Reincarnation is not a theory. It is observed. Libation is the daily language between worlds. Water, palm wine, or gin is poured gently onto the earth, while names are spoken aloud. The ground receives the offering because the ancestors dwell beneath it. Silence follows, because listening is as important as speaking. Before marriages, ancestors are informed. Before journeys, they are consulted. Before leadership decisions, their approval is sought. A person who ignores ancestral guidance may succeed briefly, but their success will not last. Ancestral power is not harsh. It is corrective. Like elders watching children, ancestors allow mistakes, but not abandonment of responsibility. Even strangers are treated with ancestral awareness. Hospitality is sacred, because one never knows which visitor may carry ancestral blessing. To mistreat another human is to invite ancestral judgment. In Benin's worldview, individual life has meaning only through connection. To exist alone is to exist weak. Strength comes from knowing where you come from and where you will return. This is why forgetting ancestors is considered spiritual death.
We call your names into the darkness. Zola, Thabo, Shaka, Amina. Amina. We honor your memory tonight.
Life in Benin is guided by rhythm. Not the rhythm of clocks, but the rhythm of people, seasons, drums, and breath. From childhood to old age, existence is shaped by participation rather than isolation. A child is never raised alone. From the moment a baby is born, responsibility spreads outward to mothers, fathers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, and ancestors. Crying is answered quickly, not only to comfort, but to teach the child that the world listens. Children learn by watching. There are few direct instructions. A child follows elders to the farm, to the market, to ceremonies. Hands learn before mouths ask questions. Respect is absorbed through repetition, not force. Women are the backbone of daily life. They control markets, manage food distribution, preserve medicinal knowledge, and maintain spiritual continuity within families. A market woman is not merely a trader. She is a negotiator, a judge of character, and often a ritual specialist. Men traditionally farm, hunt, fish, build, and defend. But leadership is not absolute. Authority is balanced. A man who ignores women's counsel weakens his household. The market is the heart of the community. It is where news spreads, disputes are quietly settled, and alliances are formed. Goods are exchanged, but so are blessings. A dishonest trader risks not only reputation, but spiritual consequence. Food is sacred. Meals are shared from common bowls to reinforce unity. Eating alone is discouraged. Before the first bite, a portion may be offered to the earth or ancestors, acknowledging those who made the meal possible. Seen and unseen. Hospitality is law. A stranger is fed before being questioned. This is not politeness, it is spiritual safety. And an unrecognized guest may carry ancestral favor or divine testing. As the sun lowers, sound changes. Drums awaken. Drumming in Benin is language. Each rhythm carries meaning. Celebration, warning, mourning, invocation. Skilled drummers are translators between worlds. A wrong rhythm at the wrong moment can invite disorder. Dance follows the drum, but it is not entertainment. The body becomes text. Every movement carries history. When masks appear, silence falls. Masks are not costumes. When a masked dancer enters the space, the human disappears, the spirit arrives. Children are taught not to point, not to laugh, not to touch. This is not fear. It is recognition. Certain masks bring blessings, others discipline. Some recall ancient battles. Some represent spirits of the forest who existed before villages. Ritual is woven into routine. Birth, puberty, marriage, and elderhood are marked with ceremonies that prepare individuals for new responsibilities. Puberty rites teach self-control, respect, and community duty. Marriage is not the joining of two people, but of two lineages. Old age is honored. Elders are libraries. To interrupt an elder is to interrupt history. In Benin, tradition does not freeze life. It guides it. The past is not a chain. It is a path. If this story has carried you this far, support African stories told fully, not rushed, not simplified. Like this documentary, subscribe and share it so this history continues breathing.
Strong arms for the king, swift feet for the fight. Dahomey, rise now.
From villages bound by lineage and ritual rose a kingdom shaped by discipline, fear, reverence, and vision. This kingdom would come to be known as Dahomey, centered in the city of Agojie, where earth walls still whisper the names of kings. Dahomey did not emerge by accident. It was forged in a region of constant competition, where survival depended on strength, organization, and spiritual legitimacy. Leadership was not merely political, it was sacred. A king did not rule by personal desire, but by ancestral mandate. When a king ascended the throne, he did not inherit power alone. He inherited obligation. His life no longer belonged to himself. He became the living representative of the ancestors and the steward of the gods. Every decision carried spiritual consequence. The palace at Dahomey was not simply a residence. It was a ritual center, a military headquarters, a court of law, and an archive of memory. Its walls were decorated with bas-reliefs carved into clay, each symbol telling a story of victory, warning, lineage, or sacrifice. History was not written, it was sculpted. The king ruled alongside councils of elders, priests, and advisors. Absolute power did not mean unchecked power. Ritual restraint was constant. Kings were bound by custom, watched by ancestors, and judged by Vodun. Among the most remarkable institutions of Dahomey was its standing army, and within it the Agojie, the women warriors later called Amazons, by Europeans who could not imagine such a force. The Agojie were not symbolic guards. They were elite soldiers trained from youth. Their discipline was severe. Training involved endurance, pain tolerance, weapon mastery, and absolute loyalty to the kingdom. They renounced marriage during service, devoting themselves entirely to protection and expansion of Dahomey. To the people, the Agojie represented both fear and pride. To enemies, they were terror. To foreign observers, they were disbelief made flesh. War in Dahomey was ritualized. Before campaigns, divination determined timing and strategy. Sacrifices were made, not as cruelty, but as communication with the spiritual world. Victory was believed to be granted, not seized. Expansion brought wealth and captives. Dahomey existed within a violent regional system where warfare was common. Survival often required aggression, yet every conquest was followed by ritual cleansing, acknowledging the cost in human life. Power in Dahomey was visible, but it was never casual. Public ceremonies reinforced hierarchy, memory, and obedience. Annual customs honored ancestors and displayed the strength of the state. These gatherings were both celebration and warning. The golden age of Dahomey was not peaceful, but it was order. It was a society that understood power as something dangerous, something that had to be contained within ritual, symbol, and fear of the unseen. Even as wealth grew and armies expanded, Dahomey never separated itself from the spiritual foundations that gave it legitimacy. Kings who ignored ritual law were believed to invite disaster. This balance between force and faith allowed Dahomey to endure longer than many rivals. But no kingdom exists beyond time. No golden age ends gently. As the world beyond West Africa changed, pressure closed in on Dahomey from every direction. European demand along the Atlantic coast reshaped warfare, politics, and morality. The slave trade did not arrive as a single event. It crept in through treaties, weapons, rivalries, and fear. Some rulers resisted foreign control. Others participated in the trade, believing it a means of survival in an already violent regional system. This truth is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. History here is not a story of pure villains and pure victims. It is a story of humans trapped inside a brutal global machine. Families were torn apart, villages emptied, spirits were displaced from ancestral land. Yet even in chains, people carried memory. The gods were not left behind. Across the ocean, Vodun crossed with the enslaved. In new lands, Haiti, Brazil, Cuba, Louisiana, it adapted, names changed, rituals hid beneath other religions. But the heartbeat remained the same. Ancestors still listened, spirits still answered. Back home, Dahomey weakened. Internal strain and external force met colonial ambition. French conquest came with rifles, borders, and renaming. Dahomey became a colony. Ritual authority was undermined. Vodun was declared evil. Schools taught forgetting. Maps replaced memory. Yet the gods did not disappear. They waited in forests and family compounds. They survived in songs whispered at night. Ancestors continued to receive libation, even when fear demanded secrecy. Memory became resistance. Independence did not erase wounds, but it reopened doors. The country reclaimed the name Benin, reaching back beyond colonial identity toward deeper roots. Vodun emerged again into daylight, no longer hidden. Today, Benin stands with many faiths sharing the same space. Christianity, Islam, and traditional religion coexist, sometimes in tension, sometimes within the same household. Festivals honor Vodun openly. Drums speak without apology. Modern streets cross ancient paths. Mobile phones ring beside sacred trees. Children attend school, then return home to hear stories older than books. This is the unbroken thread. Benin is not frozen in the past. It is in conversation with it. The gods still listen. The ancestors still watch. And the people continue walking. 1 foot in the modern world, 1 foot in eternity. If this journey changed how you see Benin, how you see Africa, how you see history itself, help keep these stories alive. Subscribe, share, and carry them forward. Memory survives only when it is spoken.